Welcome to the next video. So today we will see about two functions, string functions, puts and gets. How do we use this, and when can those be helpful? Okay. So basically, these are two functions which we can use to get input from the user and display output to the user, similar to printf and scanf. Okay. So let's say I'll create a character array, sentence. Let's say 100 words. So I want to get a sentence from the user, right? So if you remember, scanf, when we are using percentage as identifier, no ampersand. Okay, that is special thing you have to remember. And when I print it back, what I will get? So let's say the sentence is, I'll run this. So let's say I am inputting new sentence as the sentence. Okay, so you can observe that only the first word has taken, the second word after this, before the space, whatever is there, it is only saved in the character array. The remaining has been ignored. So last some videos we have seen, there is a way in which we can process this issue, get rid of this issue. So basically what you have to do is instead of this s, you have to introduce what is known as, put a square bracket, then you have to give this symbol up to /n you have to read. Okay, so when you do this, so let's say new sentence, so the spelling mistake. Okay, so the sentence is new sentence. Okay, so this is one way of taking the entire sentence from the user. So this is a not a direct approach, but still it works very well. So another way of doing it is you can use what is known as a function as put, gets. So gets stand for get string, gets and write where you want to save the string, right? So when you use this, what happens is, so there's a message coming here. So it's very important to note this also. Gets function is dangerous and should not be used. So basically, gets is nowadays, it is not a safe function in that sense that it, the memory management of this function is not proper. Sometimes if you write something into this sen, it will go and get saved in some other variables. So that kind of issues are there. So that's why scanf was introduced. Gets is a very old function, but still you have to know there is a function. Sometimes we can use it. So basically you have to remember that when you are 100% sure that whatever data that user is giving is within the limit of this array, you can safely use gets. Okay, so let's say if I have declared an array of 5 characters and user gives me 100 characters or 10 characters, then gets will work, but it will go and write in memory of other variables if some other variable is already declared in the program. Okay, so it is always safe that don't use gets, but you should know how it works, right? So let's say I'll run new sentence. The sentence is new sentence, right? So I got the entire sentence here, so no problem there. So along with gets, there is another function, puts. So put strings, puts means put string. So here the right way is puts, and inside bracket you have to give a string. So it is not very flexible like printf. You can only do puts, and you have to send a string inside. You just have to give a string inside. You just display that, right? So let's just show that. String. So it is displaying the no string. We can also, I'll just comment this and write something like overall percentage. Okay, now one thing important you have to remember about the string is if you use this percentage sign and all inside puts, there is no issue. But if you use printf and use a percentage sign, it will think that okay, some variable is coming. it will give some issues. Okay, so if you want to display outputs with this kind of symbols, it is better to use puts. And one more thing about puts is basically less resource intense. So in that sense, the resource you need to uh, run a put statement is very less compared to a printf statement. So when the case is like you just have to display only one string, then puts is always preferred. But if you want to input variables in between sentences, all those things, if you want to do, you have to use printf statement. Okay, so I hope you got this two small controls, puts and gets. Puts you may be using a lot. Gets, I don't think much of this gets that you'll be using in your daily programming. So that is for this video. We will see in another video.